Welcome. In front of me is an iPhone 14 Pro, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this phone. Now, they will be relatively simple. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily an iPhone user, so I might not have like all the best ones that you can probably find here, but hopefully you might find some that you find interesting anyway. So, starting off, I'm going to begin with the option to manage your home screens with moving applications. Now, probably for the most part, when you're moving apps from one screen to another, you just hold it so it starts shaking. Which way was it? There we go. So I have to move it. So once it starts shaking, you just drag the app over, right? Get it to the edge. And there we go. And you can then drop it, which dropped to even a further page. So obviously that's not very friendly, not very fun to move specifically multiple apps. So as an example, if I would want to move just games, I can do this. So I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna just add by tapping on additional ones with another hand. So I will be selecting just games. I think that's all. You can see the number under my finger right here. So right now I'm holding 13 apps. Let's move it. Oh, there was actually one more. So you can then grab it from here as well. Boop. Let's go to the next page. And I can just drop it on this page right here. And there we go. I just moved, what was it, like 14 applications at a single go without much hassle. So that's one thing. Number two that I'll show is, let's go back to the jiggly mode right here. You can tap on these dots and you will see that we have checkboxes under our pages. So you can hide pages from showing up when you're swiping through your home screen. So let's say I'm just gonna remove the app page with games. Then click on done. And you'll probably see that instead of having 4 dots as I did, now I have only 3. And this goes to the app library, but not the last page. So normally there will be the page with all the games. And just to kind of prove this, I'm gonna re-enable it. You can see it now show up. So you can basically hide certain apps that you don't maybe want to have visible all the time. Maybe you just want to have it hidden in a way. Completely up to you what the purpose is, but you can do it. Now anyway, moving on to next options that I wanted to show you would be associated with the camera. So camera and actually screenshots as well. And what they do allow you to is select text from screenshots and photos. I've already taken a sample photo and screenshot specifically for this reason, so I'm gonna jump straight to the camera. Not camera, but photos, but obviously you can test it out with just taking a photo right now and seeing how it functions. Once you take a photo, you can then select it. So you can see this is the settings page. And in here you'll find this button. Now it only shows up if the phone detects text. That doesn't always happen. When you click on it, it highlights every single word. And what you can do additionally on top of that is just select it and copy it, do whatever you want. I was actually curious about one thing. So if I select it, oh, okay. Now here's a photo, same thing. Can press on it and it selects all the text, and I can just select it and it actually detects the text. So once I copy it, as an example, I'm just gonna see what do we got here. So this is the entire text selected, premium tempered. So select copy, and if I were to paste it, as you can see, it pastes the text that I have copied from a picture. So there we go. Now, well, like I mentioned before, it does not always work. Maybe it just needs like literal words. So let me quickly get back. So I did take a picture of my keyboard. Obviously you have letters right here, but you can see there's no button to detect letters here, even though you can clearly see them. So like I said, I think it might need an actual text instead of just single letters, but I'm just guessing here. Now, next thing that I wanted to touch upon, this one is kind of different because it does not actually come with the device, but it's going to be a use of gBoard. Now, by default, most of you most certainly are using just the default Apple keyboard. It's pretty okay. It works okay-ishly, but let's be honest, the fact that it took them, what was it, how many years to include swiping to type is hilarious. And then they have the audacity to say that meaning Apple, have the audacity to say that it's market leading or some shit like this, where they're basically claiming to be the first one to implement this, completely missing the fact that Android users already had it for years. Now, additionally, with the gBoard, apart from the swipe gestures, which you do now have here, we have a bunch of other things which you don't have here. So let me quickly just open up App Store. So there we go, we have gBoard. Let's give it a second, and there we go. So it's done downloading. Now we can select open. Let's get started. We do need to add it somehow. Where is it? Keyboards, I assume? No. Oh, so we literally need to add it from here. Oh no. Okay, that's kind of weird. As you can see, it just opened up something else this time around. Well, there we go, it's now added. Now we just tap right here, continue, and there we go, hold, select gBoard, and there we go. Now, as you can see, it looks almost identical to just a normal keyboard. It obviously has dark and light mode, just like the normal keyboard does, but you also have, let's get started, you should have also options right here. Skip this. So there we go. So in here, let's say we have languages, so you can add additional languages, keyboard settings, I have a bunch of different toggles right here. We have themes, which we don't really have on normal keyboard. So we have light and dark one, obviously, but below that we have based on pictures. You can also, I think, add your own with colors, and you have custom, so you can literally create your own if you want to, along with a couple additional things. But probably one of the best portion of this is, which is right now off. Let's go back to the settings. Should be keyboard settings. We should be able to enable haptic feedback in here. So I'm not sure where it was being. Hopefully this will help it. Let's see. Nope, still no haptic feedback. So I'm right now trying to figure out how to actually enable it. I'm pretty sure it should be in here. Oh, there we go. I guess I just had to enable the last part. But there's still no haptic feedback, come on. So you might want to mess around here. I know there is a way to get it enabled. I had the same problem with my phone, Fold, which also by enabling the gBoard didn't enable haptic feedback by default, even though it was checked on. There's also a setting which I think I spent enough time here to just kind of skip this, but there is a setting also to change it to vibration, and you can have it you can then choose like the intensity of vibration, which basically would imply the haptic feedback. Now, keep in mind, the higher vibration you set, the less it will feel like haptic feedback, and the more like it's a just straight up vibration. So you might want to keep it toned down. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. And the next one would be just associated with images. So what you can do is just open up browser. I'll also check if I can. I'm gonna start like Canva, hopefully it won't close. If I swipe between, yep, so it won't close. So let's just say I want to not save some images, but just grab it. You can do it by, for instance, holding it and then copying it, but there's also another way, which would be just get rid of it. I'm gonna go back, so you can do this. So again, shows up the same thing when you move it. As you can see now, it's under my finger. And same as with the previously mentioned icons, you can just drag it over, move to the next page, and then drop it. And as you can see, it just got dropped into messages. Now you can also do this with notes and other applications that would allow you to copy and paste things into it. So yeah, just a little bit better or quicker way of doing some things. Now obviously it would require a little bit of getting used to such a thing, and I think it works better when you have support for multi-window, something that I think iPhones still don't have, but I'm pretty sure once they do, they're gonna call it world's first. So yeah, but they do have multi-window support on tablets, as you probably are aware, and the same feature work on the tablets as they do on the phone, which you can then quickly just swipe images over to different applications and utilize the same kind of copy-paste method, but there it objectively, I would say, works better. Now, with that being said, these are all the tweaks and tricks that I want to share with you, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.